Today we're going to talk about the lazy vegan's way to plant-based weight loss. This is actually a process that I work with people about to give you simple, tasty options to eat where you don't feel deprived or having sacrificed anything. We want to focus on plant-based eating that is low carb. And this is really different than a lot of plant-based recommendations that tell you to use grains and beans together or a lot of root veggies like potatoes and beets and so forth, because those types of foods turn into sugar and therefore go to fat very quickly in the body. That's called high glycemic index. So we want to choose the low glycemic index vegetables and make those the basis, really fill up a lot of our plate with low glycemic index veggies. These are things like all kinds of greens, your Swiss chard and kale and spinach. They're cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, green beans, all different colors of peppers, eggplants, your summer squash, zucchini. We want to minimize the real starchy squashes like butternut or acorn squash because those things turn into sugar in the body, and so they drive up our insulin, and then that produces weight gain instead of weight loss. So this is a way of eating that is still very high protein. So we're really concentrating on protein as well. It's just minimizing the carbs. And when we eat a wide variety of these vegetables, many different colored things, we are actually getting lots of different kinds of amino acids. And so the idea that you have to limit all of your plant-based food to rice and beans in order to get adequate amino acids is really not accurate when you have a wide variety of food. If you're on an extremely limited budget and that's all you can afford, then that may be what you have to do. But if you have access to much more colored fruits and vegetables, you're still going to get a wide variety of amino acids and proteins that way. And we want to make sure that you have protein at every single meal. This may mean using things like a protein powder in a smoothie for breakfast, adding beans to salads or to steamed veggies or soups, and using high protein vegetables. For instance, did you know that romaine lettuce is actually a high protein food? So this is the kinds of things we teach in our plant-based weight loss so that you can actually have a wide variety of what you're eating. And I use a lot of tips and tricks that you may not have heard of if you haven't explored some of the newer options that they have for partially prepared foods that are in usually the produce section in your store. They're already cleaned, often chopped up. We also have novel foods that you may not have thought of. For instance, you can now eat pasta even on this low-carb vegetarian type of diet because this becomes your protein. It's made out of chickpeas. I also use a chickpea flatbread that's from the Bob's Red Mill chickpea flour bag. And so that's a way to make pizza, but actually get protein out of what you're making for the crust. Also use a lot of sauces. So for instance, you can simply make steamed vegetables, your steamed cauliflower or steamed broccoli, cabbage, and so forth. I often make a whole week's worth ahead of time and then put different sauces on them. So this is a type of Indian food that when you add those extra nutrients from the vegetables, gives you much more to eat as well as being low glycemic index and still tasty. There's other versions. We have, if you haven't tried some of the better quality soups that are available now, this is a great brand I really like. And sometimes it's as easy as simply pouring a sauce and some canned beans over a top of one of your vegetables. I'm really emphasizing a lot of these low glycemic vegetables, not only because they are lower calorie and lower glycemic index, but because they have phytonutrients in them. Phyto, P-H-Y-T-O, nutrients are the colored things in these fruits and vegetables, and they are the real magic in plant-based weight loss because they actually turn on your metabolism. So more than just the macronutrients, which is your carbs, proteins, and fats, and we do encourage good, high-quality plant-based fats such as avocados, nuts, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. You can have all of those on your plant-based weight loss diet. We want to get lots of those colors in. The more colors you eat every day, the more you will turn on your metabolism and your immune system so that you really are losing weight in a very natural, tasty way. And I also encourage eating dessert at every single meal, again, so you don't feel deprived. Dessert can be berries. Berries actually have lots of really good things in them. They are very detoxifying. They're very low glycemic index. You can eat them 3 times a day if you want to. Also, your lower glycemic index fruits like apples, peaches, pears, plums, melons, citrus fruits. Try to minimize things like bananas, pineapple, mango, and dried fruits like raisins and dates, because those turn into sugar very quickly in your body, and they're going to be at counter purposes to your weight loss. So those are some of our ideas for plant-based weight loss. Love to hear more from you. If you're interested in this, please remember to subscribe and click the bell, and you'll get more of these videos.